everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Ifyok and I make content related to small businesses because I've got a small business, motherhood and lifestyle in general. So today I'm going to be going through all the things you need to do or things you need to prep for if you're traveling with a baby and a toddler solo, so by yourself. So I'm currently in Nigeria at the minute and I live in the UK. I came here a few weeks ago with my baby, which was 6 months old at the time, and my toddler, which is 26 months old, by myself. So there are a few things. This is actually not the first time I'm flying with my baby. So this is like his second trip, but this is the longest flight he's had. So it was about 10 hours in total because we had a connecting flight in Amsterdam before we got into Lagos. So I'm just going to be going through as quickly as possible the things I had to get ready or get prepped for in order to make the flight process as smooth and as seamless as possible. Because a lot of videos I have seen online, or when I was doing a bit of a research, a lot of videos I saw were like the two parents traveling with two kids or two parents traveling with one child, which is super easy in my opinion, if you ask me. But traveling with yourself, a baby and a toddler, now that's an extreme sport. So I'm just going to be going through what I in place to make the process smooth. So first things first, you need to travel as light as possible. Now when I say light, I mean only the essentials. Check in as much things as you need to. Anything you don't need on the flight, don't bother carrying it on yourself. I wore the baby, like the baby carrier in front before my 6 months old, and then I pushed with my 26 months old in it. Now he can walk, not as quickly as I would want him to going through the airport or going through security. The other thing is with the suitcase, I made it as organized as possible. Everything so it's easy to find. So all the diapers and the wipes for one child was in one place, and all the diapers for the other child was in the other place. Now I got this cubes, I think that's what it's called, and it's transparent in front. So if I put stuff inside, you're able to see what's in there. So all the things I had to do was carry on, like change of clothes for each of the child, diapers, wipes, everything well arranged. So as soon as I open the suitcase, I can easily and quickly see what is inside and what it's for. I also carried a change of clothes for myself. I think I'll make a different video with what you can carry in your carry-on suitcase when you're traveling with kids, and as well as for yourself. And the other thing I need to mention is when you're trying to board the plane, you need to ensure that the buggy is tagged with a gate check sticker. So mine was like a pink sticker. I think sometimes there's like a green sticker as well, because that way when you come down from the plane, the buggy is literally waiting for you at the foot of the plane. It doesn't go through to where all the rest of the suitcases are. And this was quite useful because we had a connecting flight, and having to run from the flight we were on because it was delayed. We're supposed to have like an hour interval from when the flight lands to when the connecting flight leaves. But because the first flight was delayed, we literally had only 15 minutes to come off the plane and run across the airport to where the next plane was supposed to take off from. So imagine if I did not have the buggy with me, I would literally have missed that flight, because having to carry a baby and carry a toddler and move a suitcase, I don't know how that would have happened. But yeah, always make sure, like when you're carrying a trolley on, if you have a connecting flight or if you want to be able to access the buggy or the trolley, that they tag it with a gate sticker so it's able to come down as you're coming down from the plane. And the next thing is keeping all documents where it's easily accessible. So now I have got this. So this is from this cubes. I think there were like 11 in total, and they've got like different sizes. So this was one of the size. I think this was the smallest size, and this is literally where I put all our passports inside, and it's just easy to access. But I've still got some documents in here. So I've got all, like a copy of all their birth certificates, a copy of the documents we needed for my son to come into Nigeria because he hasn't got a Nigerian passport. and I've literally just got all our passports in here. So our British passport and our Nigerian passport. I've literally just put all of them in that bag, and it was so easy to access because then I could just carry with my thumb, or I could strap it on somewhere, and yeah, I was able to access it that way. So make sure to carry something that you're able to access all your documents easily. The next thing is food on the plane. Kids are open to like try different foods and eat whatever they're given, but some kids are quite picky. My toddler did not even try the food that they had on the plane. So all the I carried quite a lot of snacks, milk as well because it still takes quite a lot of milk, biscuit. So things that would get him full and I mean keep him throughout the journey were things I was able to carry. So for the baby food, I carried what I thought was going to be enough for them throughout the course of the journey. So I carried some milk, I think about 4 containers of the 200 ml. It would usually be in a separate bag because it goes through the airport security in a separate bag. And then I had some pouches that he was able to have on the plane, as well as my baby having on the plane. My baby still breastfed, so that was all. This was just additional food that he would have needed on the plane. So I just carried all the essential food he was going to need on the plane. And when we got off the plane, in case there was no food that was accessible immediately. Next thing is planning potty or planning toilet breaks. So it's always advisable to get them to use the toilet before you board the plane. So I went to the baby changing room and I changed my baby, and as well as wore my toddler a diaper. And after you get off the plane, is always, or just before the plane lands, before they turn on the seatbelt sign, obviously you can time the journey just so you can get them to use the toilet, or you can change their diapers, just so when you land, in case there's no toilet that is easily accessible. That's something you need to think about, planning toilet breaks. In my case, my toddler was having a loose bowel, and he used the toilet like as soon as I change him, he's done another poop. Change him, like we're going back to back on the plane. Wasn't very comfortable, but these things happen. So that's something you need to know. There's no, I'll just carry 1, 2 diapers or 3 diapers. Anything can happen. So you always also need to be able to plan for that. And in cases where, so like when we go into Nigeria, our suitcases did not arrive with us. So none of the suitcases, I mean, not even one of the 4 suitcases came with us. So it was all the things I packed on in our carry-on that we used until the next day, where I was able to go to the shops, because we arrived quite late in the night and there was no shops open at the time. So those are like emergencies you need to think about or plan for. Obviously, you're traveling with a baby and a toddler and you need to go into the toilet. You can only go with 1 child at a time. You can't go with the 2 kids. And this is a safety rule, because I think one of the flight attendants mentioned that the reason why you can only go with 1 child is because in the toilet there's only 2 masks, and you can only use it for yourself and 1 child, which is why you cannot carry more than 1 child into the toilet. So when I went in with my toddler, they held the baby, and when I went in with my baby, they held the toddler. And also the lady I was flying with, the lady that was sat beside us on the other side, she was like an angel sent to help me. She was so helpful. It was mind blowing, like the help she rendered. Oh my god, like I literally did not even have a contact to say thank you or anything. She was so helpful. It was unbelievable. So yeah, and then the next thing you need to think about is toys or tablets, kids' tablets that they would want to use on the plane. So carry as engaging toys as you can, but not too noisy, because you don't want to disturb other passengers on the plane. So in my case, the toys, my son was not really fussed with trying toys. Even like when you get on the flight, so with KLM, they would usually give you a box of crayons and paper and all those things that you can play with on the plane. He just was not bothered with them. And when he got the crayon, it was literally writing on the what's the thing, the tray of the seats, and I'm like, nope, not happening. This is not your house. Even if it's your house, you'll not be writing on there. So that did not really quite work for him, and I carried his tablet, which he used for a good amount of time on the plane. So if he wasn't sleeping, he was using the tablet, and then obviously because it's quite a long flight, and so when we got from Manchester to Amsterdam was about just under an hour, and then we had the connection, and then we had the Amsterdam to Lagos was about 6.5 hours ish. I'm not sure of the exact time. I know it was not less than 6 hours. So obviously that's quite a long time for a toddler to just watch something or just play with toys or just sleep. It just gets really long and boring. So he was just all over, rolling on the floor, climbing everywhere, like someone was there. Like I said, the lady beside us was really, really helpful and everything. So yeah, toys, tablets, headphones. They're headphones that toddlers can wear. So that's also something that you can think about carrying when you're traveling with a baby and a toddler. And what I noticed on this flight actually is traveling with a baby is so much more easy because all they need to do is feed and sleep, wake up, play for a bit, back to feeding and sleep, play for a bit, back to feeding and sleeping. So it was so easy flying with a baby. But a toddler, obviously they need more attention because they need more distraction because the attention span is quite small. So that was a bit more tedious.
Traveling with 2 kids is an extreme sport. Nice, I'm sweat. What do I need to gym for? See, this one, this is the chief stressor. His mouth.
Last thing you need to take note of when traveling with a baby and a toddler is get yourself prepared, get your mind ready. So I booked this flight since like June or July, and I was traveling in December. So by like November, December, I literally started prepping for this journey. Like all the things I needed to carry in my check-in luggages, all the things I needed to carry in my carry-on. So everything was planned to the T. I mean, planned like I was writing a checklist and ticking them off when I carry them. So yeah, you need to get yourself and your mind mentally prepared, and also ask for help when you need it. So there are times where if you're trying to board the plane and there's like a step to go down to the ramp, you would have to like fold the trolley or carry your suitcase. Don't try and be what's the word, Wonder Woman. Ask for help. So if there's like when you get on the plane, I need to put your suitcase in the overhead locker. I did not even bother trying to do any of those things. The air hostess would usually assist, or if they're not there, I would usually just ask someone to do that for me because I'm not carrying a baby in front and trying to raise a suitcase because I don't want anything falling on my child. So ask for help as much as you can. You're not Wonder Woman, or if you decide to do everything yourself, that's fine. But I asked for as much help as I could because even when we landed in Lagos, trying to wait for our 4 suitcases for over an hour. I mean, I was waiting for all the suitcases to come out for over an hour, and then I realized that our suitcases were not going to be coming that day. So imagine having to hold my toddler who was already tired from traveling since morning, and then carrying a baby, and it was so hot, and then waiting for 4 suitcases by myself. Wow. So yeah, the girl on the other side was so helpful, and I don't know how, like it was mind-blowing. So yeah, anyways, that's all the things I had to put in place, or things I had to get ready for me and for my kids to make the journey as smooth and as seamless as possible. If you've traveled with a baby and a toddler by yourself, not with somebody else, Let me know what you were able to do or what you had to put in place to make that journey smooth or seamless in the comment section down below. Okay, one thing I need to say for toilet breaks, one thing I need to mention for toilet breaks, I have got this changing mat. This changing mat is like the best thing that has been made. So he's got this buckle strap thing. Oh, I've still got a diaper and wipes in there. So I would usually put, apart from like packing your things in the suitcase so I know where things are, I usually put one diaper each for each child in here. When it gets finished, I top it up, and then the wipes. So as soon as I want to take one to the toilet, I would usually just grab this bag and like head to the toilet without having to go around things. And this did not go in the suitcase because it's got like a strap on the side, like so. I just hooked it onto the trolley or hooked it onto my suitcase, and it was just really easy to access. And so it's just like that. I got this off Amazon like over 3 years ago or 4 years ago when my first child was still a baby. So that's just what it looks like, and it folds up like so. And then it's got this pocket in front as well. So I was able to put my phones in there and it's easy to access. And then just close it. And then the diaper was in on this other side. And then I just buckled it. Even if I didn't want to carry it that way, I could just carry it this way. So this was so helpful. Like, this is definitely something to add to your list of baby things to carry. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. If experienced, or if there's anything you have taken note of while traveling by yourself with a baby and a toddler or toddlers, just let me know. Leave that in the comment section down below. I will try to list some of the things that I have mentioned or some of the things I carried during the course of the flight. That's everything from me, guys. If you enjoyed the content of the video, you know what to do. Remember to like, thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, and turn on the bell notification so when I post any upcoming videos, you get notified. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.